Haven't been listening to my Christmas music yet this morning. Got an early start today. I think I went to bed early last night. Felt so good. I went to bed watching a documentary on the War of 1812. As a bit of a historian, not a historian, but a history buff, I guess is the way to say it. I really don't know much about the War of 1812. And I think that's fairly common. And maybe, I don't know. I haven't gotten to the end. I fell asleep on it twice. But maybe it wasn't really a big deal. Maybe. I mean, obviously, if you're fighting in it and dying in it and losing limbs in it, it was a big deal. But I wonder if it was more just a series of skirmishes. But either way, I guess I'm going to have to watch the rest of the documentary to find out. But I know very small number of casualties, and I don't know. I know so little about it, and it almost seems like it was attached to the Revolutionary War, and I don't know. There were such bigger wars going on at the time. Napoleon was marching all over Europe. Not sure how vested Britain really was in it. But anyway, hello, Sunny Girl. Hello, Otis. Hello, Smooth. Hello, Manolo. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Rick. Hello, Kathy P. Thomas Shea. Marshmallow. J-Man. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, something weird happened. Kathy P. Colette. User. Catherine. Hannah. Jackie. Marie. Mike. Will. Otis was already there. Louise. Cisco. Good night. T-Bone. Yeah. The Reason. User. Maddie Tay. Taylor. Maddie Tay. Black Dog. It's a Led Zeppelin song, Black Dog. Wonder if Black Dog's a fan of Led Zeppelin, or he owns a black dog, or maybe Black Dog was his nickname. Abby, H2O Skippy, Mimi, Carla, Nana, Josh. Good morning, Josh. Happy. Oh, we got a lot of people hopping on today. Amy Joe, I wasn't sure. I thought I might get in a little bit of trouble for starting my show early today. I do feel such pangs of guilt. The way I say names reminds me of a romper room. I'm struggling. I know the name Romper Room. I was born in 1968. I can't picture Romper Room. I can't picture Romper Room right now. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, North Shore. Yeah, I can't picture Romper Room right now. Maybe when I'm off my show, I'm going to have to Google up Romper Room to refresh my memory, because it certainly was a memory from the past, the name. Kind of like Zoom or Electric Company. Certainly not as significant as Sesame Street. I still like watching Sesame Street. Still like it. My little boy Augie loves Sesame Street. He loves making the Cookie Monster noise, or the Grouch cheer, or the Count. He's pretty cute that way. You made it today. You did make it today, beautiful. And I went early today. I do remember Ray Rayner. Lynn says she was born in 1967 and can't remember Romper Room either. But Lynn, do you know the name? Do you remember Romper Room? I mean, I remember there was a Romper Room. Hello, Fabi. The new Zoo Review coming right at you. That was like some guys hopping around in suits. I think. Maybe that was something else. Maybe that was something else. I mean, it was a long time ago. So for we people that are getting a little long in the tooth, we got to cut ourselves some slack. This was probably 45 years ago or so, and then some. And I mean, when a show had a certain significance, it stuck with us. Like for me, Speed Racer was a pretty significant show. And the Brady Bunch. The Monkees kind of held a near and dear heart. But I'm not sure Romper Room ever made it. What was Ray Rayner's duck's name? I don't know. Derek watched it when he was a small child. Do I sleep in cold temperature or warmer? I'm going to answer it just because he said, me need to know. Me need to know made me chuckle. I don't know. It was 25 degrees last night. It was 13 the 2 previous nights. Let me tell you, that felt pretty chilly. That was cold. 25 felt balmy. I woke up this morning going, And my power source on my that keeps my heated blanket going was out of power, and it was still nice. I think it was just drifting off. And I'd already gotten a good night's sleep. Garfield Goose. Good morning, Tim Lord from New Hampshire. What happened in New Hampshire? I don't know, maybe it was like 15, 20 years ago now, but there's a statue or a face. There's a face like on a cliff, and I think his nose fell off or his head fell off. Right? Wasn't that in New Hampshire? Wasn't that in New Hampshire? Like an old man on the cliff or something, and part of his face fell off. Old Man in the Mountain. All right, I was right. It's New Hampshire. I believe, while we're talking New Hampshire might have been the first state to ratify the Constitution. It may have been. What's my next adventure? I don't know. I mean, big adventure, little adventures are every day. It was interesting. Hold on here. Good morning to you. My name's Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Wednesday morning. It is December. I know it's December, and I know it's 5:45. I'm not totally sure the day. And my eyes aren't making it out. And even if they did, I don't know if it'd be accurate. Let me figure it out. When was December 1st? December 1st must have been Sunday, correct? December 2nd? December 3rd? So is it December 4th? Is it December 4th? I'm hearing it's December 4th. Happy birthday to you, Ryan Roy, if it's really your birthday. Happy birthday to you, sir. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It is a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs in life. Good morning, Chip. Kind of sharing the adventure that is one man's journey through life. I'll tell you what. Change the way you describe your stuff. Start calling it an adventure in your journey through life. I think that's a sign of growth. I think it's a sign of growth. It's kind of being grateful, because, I mean, you could rename journey into crap we're dealing with, or headaches, or pains in the ass. But if you call it your journey as you travel through life, I don't know, things suddenly get a lot more fun. Truly was at the Lantern last night. They have $6 burgers on Mondays. You know I love the Lantern. You know I love the Lantern. 16 degrees in Maine. You need Kenny and some coffee. Well, that's perfect. Speaking of the coffee, for those that are, hey, we had 2 people in a row follow the live creator. Thank you so much. Good night from the Bali Islands. I'm not sure where Bali is. I mean, I'm going to guess over there by Indonesia. Maybe somewhere in the Pacific. Could be somewhere in the Pacific. But if I had to guess, I'm going to say somewhere north of Australia, between New Zealand and Australia. Okay, Indonesia. That's kind of what I was saying. Gwen Taylor, thank you so much for following the live creator. Oh, it's near Java. See, I said I was a history buff. I didn't say I was necessarily a geography buff. But if it's near Java, and we call Java is a nickname for coffee, it must be a good thing. It must be a good thing. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know this is not just a show about me talking. It's Java Weekend. I mean, kind of ruins the alliteration. Oh, controlling Indonesia is the key to winning Risk. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started about Risk. I certainly would start in Australia. Maybe there's a different one because, yeah, we called it Siam. Isn't it Siam? You put all your armies in Siam. But anyway, we don't want to get distracted about Risk because I like that game a lot. I like that game a lot. And I do think that strategy is, whether it's still called Indonesia, maybe it was. Maybe it was. But you got to take over Australia for sure. And then you kind of grow. You put all your armies in Siam. And then you spread through Asia. And because nobody's going to go in and attack Australia because you got all your armies in Siam. And if all your armies in Siam, and Australia's only worth like 2 points, and you got one border to defend. The only thing slightly comparable is South America, but that's dangerous because you got a border with Africa and North America. Europe just sucks in the game of Risk because I think it's worth five armies a turn, and you got borders all over. You're right about that, Pizza Puff. Ukraine is weak. That's funny. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's also a show about me. Well, thank you, Captain Kenny. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to take my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. My Dunkin' Donuts lady was back today. Oh, it's Wednesday. They gave me a free donut. I ordered, I tried to get a French cruller, but they go, no French crullers. French crullers are specialty donuts. And I looked up again. I'd had a Long John last Wednesday. I didn't find that appealing. So I got a blueberry, I don't even know what it's called, a blueberry something. Let me just bring it out for you. One of these. But it feels to have a little more weight to it, which I don't necessarily require in my donut. But I knew my Long John last week felt like all sugar and air and no hearty, fatty bread. Good morning, Jack Taylor. Yeah, their donuts aren't quite what they used to be. Do they make the donuts in store or deliver them? Well, I would hope they make them in store. I would hope they make them in store. Because that was the commercial. When was that commercial running? Was it in the 80s or early 90s? Kind of a frumpy guy would get up, had a mustache, and the alarm would go off early, and he'd go, "It's time to make the donuts. It's time to make the donuts." Kind of a charming commercial. Is Dunkin' coffee my fave? I don't know. I mean, if I'm at home, and it's been a while since they used to not make them off-site, Chip. They used to make them in on-site, because I remember looking through a glass window and seeing a bunch of donuts hanging there. Am I in my 20s? Oh, your flattery will get you anywhere. Do I like the Munchkins? I don't know. They've shrunk. And they've gotten more expensive. It's a combination of shrinkflation and inflation. And if you got shrinkflation and inflation hitting you at the same time, you are screwed. Rama, thank you so much for following the Live Creator. I appreciate that. I have a lot of fun. I go live every morning. I hate to say every morning, because every morning I wake up going, maybe I won't go live today. Then I fold up my little blanket. Then I fold up my heating blanket. Then I put them down there. And then I put my pillow down there. Then I get out of my sleeping bag and roll it. I tell you what, I'm having a fun time. I'm having fun. Hey, you don't want to do it forever. I love bathtubs. I love nice soft sheets and, I don't know, unwinding to a movie on a Sunday night. I mean, I'm probably going to want to go on a date again. I know I could pick her up in my car at least. But for now, I'm enjoying it. I really am. And yesterday, there was 25 degrees during the night. It felt kind of almost balmy. It was easy. Wasn't even a challenge. Oh, I'd gone to a car dealership, the Kia, the birthplace of this Kia Soul that we're living in. And 2 days ago, and hung out there for like an hour and a half, drank their free coffee, kind of watched, looked at some cars, watched people looking around, had a nice conversation with a woman there who was from Kansas City and recent transplant to the Midwest. But I realized I've never been a homebody. I have never been a homebody. I've always, even if I'm visiting my sister and my dad out in Rockford, or there's family around and it's Thanksgiving, I'll go, "Hey, anyone want to go to Starbucks?" Because I kind of like getting out and about. And I feel the more I'm out and about, the more adventures I have. And they don't have to be big adventures. Just a conversation with somebody you wouldn't have met if you were laying on your couch at home watching Netflix. Just learning a little bit about Kansas City from this woman yesterday, or the fact that she's due with her third kid, or where she lived in Chicago. I find it so interesting. The stories people can tell. And I don't think if you're sitting on your couch at home, you're as liable to have those little adventures. And although I do miss chilling out on a Sunday night, but I do appreciate the massive cost savings from sleeping in your car. And I will get a home again. I'm enjoying it now. And I think sometimes it's tough because you're always on the move. You don't even have to be. Your next nap is the nearest parking space. This could be a slogan. Should be a slogan. I was going to say I could put a bumper sticker, but I hate bumper stickers. I've never liked them. Maybe it's why I don't like tattoos either. I think a bumper sticker is a desecration of your car. And I probably think that about tattoos as well. And while we're at it, excessive piercing, not my thing. Ring noses, I don't know what the heck people are thinking wearing rings in their nose like this. You know what I mean? I know the young ladies or men that are wearing them aren't trying to appeal to me. But I don't get it at all. At all. I want to say, I don't even know what to say. I'm one that loves to compliment. And I love to compliment. You know, if somebody got a haircut or even colored it, even if I don't like the coloring, I'll still do my best to be as positive as I can. But I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about a nose ring. I'm not talking kind of one of these cute little bejeweled ones that I have no need for either. But at least they're not a nose ring. What would I do for you if you sent me a TikTok universe? I would probably keep talking and doing my show. I would keep talking and doing my show and drinking coffee. I might say thanks, but I'm not going to do anything super extra special. If you want to send me a universe, I'd appreciate it, but, you know. I kind of think it is a cry for help. Honestly, I think tattoos are. What about the belly button piercing? No real use for it. No real use. I will say, and I'm going to get in trouble, but who cares? I will say, like ear piercings, they're so the norm that it seems appropriate in my mind, and maybe it's because I'm old, to pierce your ears. I get it. Everybody does it. But I don't know. Yeah, I just don't get tattoos at all. Or the gauges. I think that's dramatic. Tattoos are a cool way for people to express themselves and are very normal. I still don't get it. I think people with tattoos, and this isn't going to win me any tattooed friends, but I don't care. I think people with tattoos are jealous of those that don't have tattoos. I do. But to soothe that jealousy, they keep getting more. Oh, I think so, Jamie. I think so. Yeah, somebody said they don't get bald heads. Hey, bald heads? Hey, come on. I do need a small hoop earring and a white t-shirt with sleeves rolled up. I didn't say they're jealous of me. I say they're jealous of people without tattoos. Well, thank you, D-Blaze. Hello, Sunshine. How are you? I can't tell you how good it feels to be able to do my show and talk about whatever the heck I want and not worry about ruffling some feathers and not worry about being a realtor and anybody that has tattoos might be offended what I'm saying and won't use me to buy or sell a home. And just to be me. It feels so good. Feels so good. Maybe that's it. James Maxwell said he thinks I'm jealous of people ballsy enough to get one. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. How old am I? I'm 56 years old. Oh. Somebody said that it was an ignorant opinion. Can opinions be ignorant? I'm not sure they can. I'm not sure they can. What do I want for Christmas? Honestly, that question I love. The thing that I'm most excited about are these power stations I have. I'll show you a power station. One of these things. I love them. I love them. I don't even know if as a matter of fact, I think I'm almost disappointed that they can't do more. That all they can do is keep a heated blanket going on for 7-8 hours. I think we should be able to figure out how to store more power, in that 8-pound thing. Okay, D, you guys are talking about the opinions. Not respecting each other's opinions is the country's problem. D. Blaze, I might agree with you more than most. Chip Out wants to know if I can regulate the heat on the blanket. If you turned it down 1 or 2, would you get more? Well, there's only a low and a high setting. There's only a low and a high setting. So I can only turn it down to low. Have I ever had a stable career? I mean, what do you mean stable? Have I ever punched a clock and gone to work and been paid an hourly wage? I mean, a couple times, but it's not what I seek, and I'm not envious of those with it. Miss V followed the live creator. Thank you so much for following the live creator. Now, truly said all opinions stink. That can't be, because we all have opinions. Opinions are kind of just verbal thoughts, right? So they can't all stink. I mean, do I have a boyfriend? Not currently, no. No, I don't. Somebody thinks grown men with part-time jobs are lazy and make excuses for themselves. Oh, Smarks. Smarks is my friend. Smarks is my friend. Oh, I might have missed some at Truly's post. You guys are still talking about the opinions, but you guys go ahead. It's funny. Seems like you're on a Dunkin' kick. What's up with that? Well, I am on a Dunkin' kick. I drive by a Dunkin' Donuts every morning and have been enjoying stopping at this Dunkin' Donuts and doing my show from my car. I've been hanging out in my car for the last 3 weeks. I like to call it hanging out. My extended stay was painfully expensive. It was $1,600 a month. And I work as a waiter, and the restaurant's been slow, and they've cut back on shifts. And my income dropped, and I have financial responsibilities that I need to take care of. And put them above the priority of, staying in an extended stay. So I bought this car, and I bought it in white, and it kind of reminded me of these RVs I was looking at when I was living in Yellowstone, and said, heck, I was thinking about buying an RV. They're not that high functioning or livable either. Maybe I could check this out for a while, and the one thing I know is I'd be saving $60 a day. Yeah. No, I agree. If your doctor had a tattoo, would I find a new doctor? I don't think so. I don't notice any doctors with tattoos. If I went and saw a therapist with tattoos, I might wonder. I mean, but most therapists are a little bit crazy anyway. I think what gets one into the industry of therapy is having an active mind and struggling with your own thoughts. Will I get a solar panel on the roof? Don't get flexible panels. They don't work well. I don't think I need a solar panel on the roof of my car. I do, by the way. Where is it? Oh, I do have a little solar panel that folds out like this for a cell phone charger. I'm kind of intrigued with the whole solar stuff. Hello, Angie. If costs went down, but so did income. See, Dan, you got it backwards. Income went down, so costs had to come down. Income went down, so costs had to go down. Because outflows that I consider extremely important can't go down. So, you think, Jordan, should I work at Rivian in Normal, Illinois? It's funny you bring up Normal, Illinois. I mean, not that funny. I was at a coffee shop in Plainfield yesterday, and Plainfield is the city just south of where I live in Naperville. And Plainfield's, I mean, what a funny name for a city. Plainfield. You're certainly not going to get many tourists naming your city Plainfield. But anyway, I was at a coffee shop, and I talk a lot about how I want to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, split level here in Naperville, close to downtown with a white picket fence, 2-car garage that I can put my red Audi A6, my 2 scooters, and a bunch of kids' toys, and live out my days there. However, while down at this coffee shop in Plainfield, I said, hey, what do rentals cost around here in Plainfield? I tell you, they're still pretty dang expensive. They're still pretty expensive. There was a small single family available, and they were asking $2,080. And I took a ride, and it was about 4 miles south of where I was in downtown Plainfield. And it was totally off the beaten path along the west branch of the DuPage River in a very country feeling place. Very country feeling road. And with big trees and huge yards, but very country feeling. And it was at like the halfway down a cul-de-sac, but not like a suburban cul-de-sac, like a very country feeling. But part of it kind of intrigued me. And I thought I could live here. Maybe I'm a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll. So I'm like Donnie and Marie. But it kind of intrigued me. And I thought I have a nice big fires in the backyard and all the free wood that'd be falling down from the trees and maybe fishing in the river right across this road. A little concerned about who my neighbors would be. Some of the houses were more than a little run down. What I think this block is a block of old homes on big lots that might someday soon no longer be there and have big homes. Although it did look like a high risk for floods as well. So I don't know about that. Maybe I'm wrong. Do I have purple socks? Do I have purple socks? No, I don't. I like purple though. Elsie Redondo, good morning. Jordan asked if they grew up in Kankakee. Have I ever been there? Yes. And while I was at this home yesterday, I thought, I wonder, what if I moved further south to Kankakee? Wonder what that would be like. Wonder how much rentals are in Kankakee. Because honestly, this home for $2,000, 5 miles south of downtown Plainfield, just didn't seem, it seemed kind of expensive. I can't imagine there's a whole big crowd looking to move to that specific little spot. Seemed kind of expensive. I bet your homes are expensive everywhere. I bet homes are expensive everywhere. What's my favorite Donny Osmond song? I don't remember. And he wore purple socks, hence the question. I don't know. No, I don't own purple socks, but I do like purple. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. And it got me to thinking, but then I go, $2,000. $2,080 for this little tiny single family. I am telling you, off the beaten path, but part of off the beaten path intrigued me. Part of feeling like you're out in nature seemed intriguing to me. But I think if you're that out in nature, you should get it for cheaper than $2,000. James Maxwell saying Plainfield is expensive and high demand because of schools. I think their issue is property taxes are so crazy high in Plainfield and a lot of the further out cities from Naperville, because they expected a huge population boom and they built up all these schools, and the population never came, but they still had to pay for the schools. Helter Skelter says too many bugs and animals trying to get in your home. I don't know. If you live in the country, there's bugs and animals. Elburn has rentals cheaper. Got to go west for lower prices. Elburn, it's getting kind of far. My babies live in Plainfield, and that kind of drew me to this coffee shop. And I loved the coffee shop. It was Crema. And thought it was cool. Took a couple pictures of it and posted it on my Facebook account. But thought the coffee shop was cool, and actually thought their downtown was really cool. It made me kind of like it, because if it's got a good coffee shop, that's a start for me. There's some bars and restaurants and what have you. There's kind of a little scene in Plainfield. I'll tell you what, the traffic on Route 59 is hellacious. Maybe I could negotiate a better rent. Do I think I'll ask the Dunkin' Donuts employee on a date? I doubt it. I think we're star-crossed lovers. Came to Indiana and built a mansion. Josh Mack said his buddy lived in Naperville and the cost was too much. Came to Indiana and built a mansion for that. I could see that. I need to be close to my kids. But yeah, northern Indiana is so much cheaper than Illinois. It's so much cheaper. Oh, how's the new car? The new car is great. Thank you for asking. You are seeing me in it. I think they could have put a little more cream in my coffee this morning. She wasn't quite as generous. Not that I associate with extra cream as better coffee, but today it's got a little more coffee flavor and a little less cream flavor, which might be okay under many circumstances, but I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. But I do have a donut. Maybe I'm going to take... You think she's mad at me, Jack? She might be mad at me. She might be mad at me. Maybe we're fighting. We didn't seem to be fighting. The transaction was incredibly friendly. She was jovial and I was jovial. So I didn't feel like we're fighting. Maybe we're both repressing our emotions. For the, what's the word? Unrequited love. The desires that we both craved of each other so much. Does my car have heated seats? No, it does not have heated seats. I really barely even looked at the car before I bought it. I thought I would have wanted to pay an extra $500 for heated seats or whatever they cost. Again, I did. To this day, I still haven't looked at the sticker. I have no idea what horsepower it has or how big the tires are or anything. I didn't really do a heck of a lot of research other than Google up Kia Soul and look at the price. Good morning, Will Bill. Kim Williams thinks we need couples counseling. We probably do. We probably do. We don't even know our name, therapist. How deep could our love truly be? Because I don't know her name and she doesn't know mine. But I feel there's something between us. She's a fine-looking woman. I don't think I'm going to date her. It's just kind of for fun. She is very friendly. And I think we're always happy to see each other in the morning. She's giving me coffee and I'm bringing a little sunshine into her Dunkin' Donuts drive-up spot. Oh. Yeah. But I don't know what I have for you today. Oh, I have a couple more things. It's Wednesday morning. Yesterday I picked up my kids early. I took them to Bass Pro Shops. And on the suggestion of Sandra Lynn, if you're out there, they have a Christmas area. I think my kids might be a little too little to appreciate. I mean, they appreciated it. And they're kind of easily amused if you're showing them things and pushing them around in the stroller and they get to see and touch things on the... there's a lot of Bass Pro Shops. By the way, really cool store. I don't go there very often for a guy that likes fishing and is talking about moving to the country. But anyway, there's a lot of clothes that seem good price and nice quality. And Augie would reach out and touch the clothes with his hand as he passed. And it was kind of sweet. And he would a little bit. And occasionally Augie and I would find a box or something to tap on, and he'd think that's pretty fun. So they were pretty happy just moving around the stroller for about an hour. I did let them out at the fish aquarium. There's a fish aquarium, for anyone that doesn't know Bass Pro Shops, in the middle of the store. And it's got some huge fish. Not like tropical fish, but like fish one might fish for, like largemouth bass or catfish or what have you. And it's pretty neat. And they were there, and they sat there and looked at it for like 2 seconds. And then they decided they wanted to go shopping and started strolling throughout the store. Fortunately, for the most part, they hung together in one small pack. I guess they weren't a pack. It was just two of them. But they hung together. And I appreciated that. And didn't cause a ton of trouble. But eventually started going their own separate ways. And that got problematic. And I had to gather them up and put them back in the stroller. And then after an hour or so at Bass Pro Shops, we went back in the car, and I kind of felt bad. When it's really cold and you got two toddlers and you don't yet have that 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage, an Audi A6, 2 scooters, and plenty of toys for your kids. You know, I want them to be able to walk around and be free and run around and get some exercise. I say be free, but at the same time, be contained in some manner. And I don't have a place that can consistently contain them. That's problematic. So I took them to the gym, put them in the play area there for 45 minutes. They played. I took a quick shower. I didn't even work out. And picked them up, and we went for lunch and had a delicious lunch. I'll tell you what, I'm coming around to Culver's. I am coming around to Culver's. It's reasonably priced, it's great tasting, and it's clean. How much do I make per stream per month? I don't know what that means, per stream per month. Last month I made $400, and it was in 3 different social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Am I joining TikTok's new monetization program starting December 5th? Live incentive program. I'm not familiar with it. But I certainly wouldn't be above it. I do go live every morning. I do have a robust audience of 94 people watching me as I drink my coffee in my car. And I think live is a key ingredient for future social media growth. It seems to be kind of the what propels this along. For a while I wasn't going live. I mean, earlier in my social media career, I would do videos as I thought. If I thought of something really important to say, I'd go for a walk and film myself talking about the thing. But then I kind of struggled and was always looking for content. And now I have more content than I can deal with in terms of clipping these videos into lives, reels, and shorts. Oh yeah, Jack. The lives were every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. You got to be nimble. You have to be nimble in this career, or not in this career, to watch this content creator. Jakey says, what do I do for a living? I'm a content creator. I'm hugely successful, with a growing audience every day. Huge revenue coming in. So when you start really early with your coffee show, and you're not picking up your kids, and you're not scheduled to work this day because you're currently working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day, every weekend at the restaurant, you look at your morning and it's, like I said, about 6:30 now. And I go, what do I do? It's still dark out. It's still 6:30. I can't go visit my kids. They're all asleep. I could go to a coffee shop, but my new coffee shop, I could go down to Plainfield and go to Crema again. I really like that shop. It's kind of got a neat vibe and cool paintings and cool pictures. And could do that. I mean, it's 25 minutes away. How bad do I want it? I think I'm getting a little tired of Starbucks. And I think I really appreciated the charm that was this local coffee shop in Plainfield, Illinois. Jack suggests go to the movies. Well, first of all, Jack, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm not sure the movie theaters are open at 6:30 in the morning. And secondly, as I've talked about, I'm not really intrigued with any of the movies out there. I sort of would go see Gladiator 2. I mean, I would go see Gladiator 2. But that's like the only one. That isn't... Well, that's what I mean, Jack. I'm not worried about things to do later. I mean, well, I appreciate your half listening. Weavery says she saw Wicked twice. It's phenomenal. Is it a musical? Is it a musical? I don't know. Try new bakeries, coffee shops, and review them. I did that for a while. But in reality, Coffee with Ken's not really about coffee shops or coffee. It's kind of a backdrop. It's just kind of the setting. And, I enjoy a cup of coffee. Ooh. Just making breakfast, sausage and onions. You a sausage guy or a bacon guy? Do I have to choose? Do I have to choose? I'd rather not. I'd rather take both. Marnie said there's not movies like there used to be. There's not. It was Thanksgiving weekend. That used to be a great time to release big movies. I mean, what are all the actors doing? Seriously. What are the actors doing? Are they still working? Are they all out of the big screen movies? Because every year, Thanksgiving and Christmas, they'd release these huge blockbusters. And now it's not. The money in Hollywood is gone. That's kind of sad. I mean, I don't know why I'm feeling bad for Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt right now. They're probably two guys I don't need to feel sorry for. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio's movies on the holidays. What's he doing these days? Chilling out? I don't know. It's all streaming movies. Wow. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, maybe it's okay, because I could probably just turn on my phone and watch a movie on my phone. But then I wouldn't smell the popcorn, and it wouldn't feel quite the same. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. It seems kind of odd, though. But it's Wednesday morning. You know it's Wednesday morning. And I had a great night's sleep. And I don't know what adventures my day holds for me. Oh, I had one more thought. I was stressed out a little bit. I'll tell you, probably the most rewarding yet stressful few hours I spend a week are the hours I spend with my two little ones, driving and getting them out of the car and bringing them into a location and then putting them back in the car. And I think I was trying to figure it out, going, well, what am I going to do? I don't have a house. I don't have to put them in, and how am I going to handle this? And I think my biggest issue wasn't the stressed out feeling, was being surprised by that stressed out feeling. Because I have two beautiful toddlers, and when I'm with them, I'm in my car or in public places of sorts, one sort or the other. And maybe when that is the reality of what you're facing, being surprised or even disappointed by the stress that does come with it might be my issue. So maybe the key is just being okay that for right now, it's complicated bringing two little ones into a store or into a place to eat or what have you, and not be so prized. Yeah. Marnie asks, have I ever seen No Country for Old Men? Yeah, really good movie. Really good movie. Is there a YMCA there? Yeah, it's got a kid playroom, but I have one at my gym. But again, what I'd like is to have a big soft room with toys, and they can bang off the walls, and I can sit there and kind of watch them and play with them. And I don't have that yet. But I will. But I will. One more sip of coffee. Good morning, Kelly R. I was just about to sign off, and you're climbing on. I appreciate you hopping on today. I appreciate you guys all hopping on today. We've had a really nice audience. We've had a really nice audience. Yeah, Marnie. I think it is, because again, I was stressed yesterday, and I was going to call somebody and bitch that I'm going, hey, we go to Bass Pro, we go to here, and every time it's carrying them in and out, strapping them in, unstrapping them, and I'm going, maybe I just shouldn't be bothered by that. Maybe I should be okay with it. And again, being happy that I did get to see him, and that Augie gave me a big two open mouth kisses as I went goodbye. He's a sweet little nugget. Eve was already distracted and pulling things out of the bag. But either way, she's beautiful as well. Well, thank you, Marnie B. I appreciate your kind wishes. And I appreciate you guys all for watching on this Wednesday morning. And again, I had a great night's sleep. And I hope you had a great night's sleep as well. And I hope you are excited about your day. And I hope you're feeling good. Yeah, I hope you're feeling good. And you're loving yourself. And you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.